right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our final matchup of the night. We have had two absolute crazy series on the night, back-to-back game fives. I'm Rockerman, joined up in the booth by the one and only Ventus. Once again, Ventus, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing so dandy, Rocker Man. I got to watch both those matchups. I mean, both insane stuff, So I'm super excited for this matchup as well. It should be a great one. Two of the, some say top Novice League teams, Acceleration currently sitting at 4-3 and Wisps currently sitting at 5-2. Both these teams have what it takes to win the entirety of Novice League. So hopefully it'll be a good matchup and I'm super excited.
Yeah, and we're gonna just dive right into it. We're running a little behind, so we're gonna get things moving here, Ventus. But you mentioned two of the top teams in Novice going at it. We've had back-to-back game fives on the night. What do you say, Ventus? Do you think we got one more game five in us? And what are you looking forward to in this one?
I don't know if we have a game five. I feel like this is gonna be a game four match, and I think it's gonna go to whoever's gonna get game one. I'm gonna give the edge to Wisps just because they have Luckyraizz on their team. I believe that's how you say it. I mean, he was the player of the week last week, and he's standing out very much so in the Novice League. He has, I think, 1.4 goals per game, 2.1 saves per game, and he's already currently listed as the #2 rated player in all of Novice, so he's definitely going to be the player that I'm looking at to make another statement here, especially on stream. And but for the side of Acceleration, I'm really looking at ChunkLite and JollyRgrs. I know JollyRgrs very much big on those demos. One of the highest, I think the highest by a wide margin in all of Novice, but one of the highest across all leagues. And so looking out for those demos and ChunkLite, being there, being a great defender just like that, and being a great presence on offense as well.
Yeah, Ventus, JollyRgrs, he's most known for his demos. He is, right now at the moment, he is 23 demos up over second place. And for record, second place has 43 demos. So this man puts on the demos. We are most certainly going to be watching out for him roaming around the pitch. And yeah, like you mentioned, a lot of other great players here. Acceleration in the orange here with ChunkLite, JollyRgrs, and Sticks. And then Wisps with Mr.Silent, Jerrbear, and Lucky. And yeah, you mentioned Lucky, definitely a player to watch out for on the Wisps, taking that Player of the Week award last week. So he's definitely got to watch out for on that side. As this one can be pushed in the midfield. Jerrbear gonna find the touch. This one popping up high. Jolly, he's gonna take it down into the corner. This one gonna be blocked up. 50 real high up there. Mr.Silent trying to get up there with the boost. No touches are gonna come through. Sticks can't get their ChunkLite, trying to dive through, but not quite able to make that touch there. As that one, a big early opportunity here for Acceleration, but couldn't quite put that one home. But there are some promising signs of offensive life.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see all of that, all those opportunities coming to life here. I mean, definitely ChunkLite had a great shot on net, just a good save there by Jerrbear, and JollyRgrs already getting a couple of those demos I see, but it looks like the net's going to be wide open for this one, and Jerrbear going to put that one home off of a pass from Luckyraizz, and just a good beat there, out pop to the midfield, and Jerrbear going to be first to that ball and put that one home.
And it looks like a little bit of a double commit between Chunk and Jolly. A little bit awkward there. Gonna allow Lucky to just send it across the middle, right towards the net, and find the finish. So the Wisps here are gonna take this one, the early lead, the first goal of this one. As Lucky looking to follow with it, sends it down. Lucky again off the back where this one pops up. ChunkLite trying to get to it. Here comes Mr.Silent, who's gonna send it in, and the Wisps find their second.
Yeah, I mean, that's just all Lucky once again. He beats JollyRgrs, gets a beat on Sticks to pop it out in the midfield, and Mr.Silent already ready, trusting his teammate there, and ready to pounce in the midfield, and he's going to put that one just right around ChunkLite. Not much you can do there if you're ChunkLite, just a good placement on the shot, and, it's just unfortunate for Acceleration, but a great play once again. And another play where we see Lucky really standing out and being a playmaker.
Yeah, he is driving that offense, has so far this season, and doing so right here in this game number one. And like we mentioned, these are two of the top teams in Novice League. Definitely going to be some contenders that are competing at the end of the season. Wisps right now tied for first with the Fusion, who just picked up a win earlier tonight. And then Acceleration here, they're sitting at fourth right now in a three-way tie for the third seed. So both these teams knowing the importance is, oh no, that one is going to be own gold. A little bit of a novice moment comes through, and the Wisps are going to find their third.
It's just so unlucky here. I mean, you see the demo coming out, Jerrbear with a great demo, and ChunkLite trying to get back, JollyRgrs also trying to get back, just rushing as fast as possible, and they're gonna own goal this one. It's so unlucky, but I mean, a good play by Wisps, you know, opening up the field with the demo from Jerrbear, and you know, we talked about JollyRgrs getting all those demos, but Jerrbear getting a really crucial one there to open up the way for them to score. So.
Yeah, and hey, it works. Whatever works, you know, you're gonna take it. I know I certainly will. You know, a goal's a goal here, and the Wisps are gonna be happy to grab that one in the back of the net. Give themselves a 3-goal lead here in game number 1, and now Acceleration got to try to find their way back through things here and see if they can bring it back. And they have already been on stream before, so shouldn't have too many stream nerves to their name. The Wisps, they have been yet to be streamed, so really performing well. And I wonder if there are a little bit of nerves, or you know, maybe it's just, you know, kind of that game 1, you know, feeling things out, Ventus.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, kind of feeling things out. I think that Acceleration doesn't really... I believe Lucky is a newer addition to the Wisps, so Acceleration don't really know how they play with this new roster, and so now they're kind of getting the full force of what Lucky can do and how much of a presence he is on the field. And so now they're going to have to game plan in game number 2 and for the rest of the series how to, you know, take this new Wisps on and, you know, really counter the presence that Lucky has on the field.
Yeah, they're going to have to watch out for him as he is there throwing some demos on the pitch there, taking out the defenses. This ball is going to bounce out of the midfield. Mr.Silent looking for one more. It's floating off the post. Follow-up is going to go off the post as well. That one open net, not quite going to find its way through. But a very good opportunity. And Jerrbear, he is going to send this one in. And the Wisps, they do find that 4th.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great shot from Jerrbear off the sidewall. You know, maybe they deserved a 4-0 lead anyways with that miss on the open net. But, you know, such as Novice League, you know, you can't expect too much from these players. They've already put out such a great showing, you know. A couple misplays here and there aren't too uncommon. Especially, you know, we see these types of mistakes in even the rival league. We saw earlier with the Thunderbirds. You know, there's an open net miss there, so you know, it can happen in all leagues, and it's definitely just part of the nerves probably, and you know, just easing themselves into the series. But either way, a great 4-0 win is very convincing and very dominant performance, might I say.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit surprised here. There was only 1 shot on net, Ventus, from that Acceleration squad. ChunkLite able to find one there, but they pretty much got shut out. The Wisps had all the pressure and just dominated the stat sheets there in that game number 1. And I'm curious about you. I mean, how are you going to break through if you're Acceleration here and start out game 2 on a good foot?
Yeah, I mean, and that one shot that the Acceleration did have came within the first minute of gameplay, so they really were on the back foot for the last 4 minutes. But they really got to figure out how to stop Lucky and, you know, keep up with his momentum and speed. So I'm really looking to ChunkLite as the high salary player in Acceleration to kind of be that one to almost instinctively just take on Lucky in a 1v1, you know, insta-challenge him when he has the ball, make sure that he isn't being able to make passing plays or, you know, get these beats on the ball, and kind of just make sure that the other 2 players can just hang on, because it really seems like Lucky has been able to do whatever he wants this series, and I think that the main way to stop it is JollyRgrs is going to go on for demos on the backline on defense, and ChunkLite is going to contest Lucky one-on-one and be able to take him on. But as I say that, Lucky going to be able to beat ChunkLite to the ball and put that one in the back of the net.
Yeah, just a little bit too quick. That one, a big fire across from Mr.Silent. Found the demo as well. Sent it across, and the Wisps are picking up right where they left off in that game number 1 with the first goal there. And Acceleration, not what you want to see from them starting out in game number 2. Personally, I wanted to just see them, yeah, like you said, try to find that offense and, you know, find a way to challenge Lucky. There you go, finding a demo right there on him in the midfield, and you know, just kind of see where that can take you here. As this one gonna pop up, floating down in the midfield, trying to 50 that one off the wall there, but not quite gonna find its way. As Sticks now gonna take a touch across. This one floating in the midfield, opportunity gonna be high off the backboard. Jerrbear trying to go in and out. The shot attempt is gonna be a little bit too slow, allowing Jerrbear to get back out to it and send that one away as he's trying to find some demos. in this one. Mr. Silent popping this one up towards the middle. Lucky gonna take control high off the backboard. Jolly trying to get up to it, but here comes Jerrbear, and the demo comes through, erasing the last defender. Jerrbear sends it in 2-0 in favor of the Wisps.
Yeah, and it's another just great pass, a high pop off the backboard, and then getting that demo is so crucial. I mean, it's a great shot from Jerrbear, and you know, I give a bunch of credit to Lucky so far that he's been such a player for this Wisps team, but I mean, Jerrbear and Mr. Silent have also been very good, and it looks like Lucky gonna get a 50 goal here. It's gonna go off sticks and it goes straight into the net, and that one's really unlucky for the acceleration squad, is, you know, going down another goal, and another one where it's not a super you know, skillful, I'll say, you know, it's not a super intentional. I mean, he positioned himself very well in that 50, but just going straight into the net like that is super unlucky, and it's another one of those plays where, you know, Wisp just getting a nice little easy goal. The acceleration had an own goal in game 1. We see another goal similar to that in game number 2, so it's just super unfortunate.
Hey, and you know what's not unfortunate, Ventus, is Sticks getting on the board here, and finally the scoring is broken open here just a little bit. You see ChunkLite, he's finding a little bit of a bump on the back, and Sticks gonna send it in, and hey, maybe that's the goal they need, Ventus, to really start kind of ramping up their momentum.
Yeah, I mean, they already have 2 shots in this game number 2, so already looking a little better than game number 1, as we're only a minute and a half into this. But, I mean, it's a good showing from Acceleration, definitely, and finally being able to kind of outspeed that Wisp squad and, you know, really start putting a couple of good shots on net, and it's going to find the back of the net, and, you know, hopefully it's more signs to come from this Acceleration squad. Maybe they're finally finding their footing.
Oh, yeah, is that one almost a double tap attempt coming through, but not quite gonna find the net here. But yeah, for Acceleration's sake, hopefully they are finding their footing here, as Sticks gonna send this one down over the top of one. JollyRgrs is coming through, trying to send it that one off the backboard. Jerrbear with a nice save, able to get that one away. As this one dropping down in the midfield, this one's gonna pop up high off the backboard. It's floating there. JollyRgrs gonna hit it around 1, but no, ChunkLite not quite ready to follow that one. That one's going to be sent down. Opportunity to shoot at the open net. Mr. Silent sends an absolute screamer into the net there, and the Wisps are right back to their 3-goal lead.
Yeah, and it's just another play where, I mean, this time Acceleration kind of gets caught out of their rotation. JollyRgrs and Sticks kind of overcommitting up, and ChunkLite not being able to rotate back enough where he's able to contest the play fully, and a great little passing play between Silent and Jerrbear. And, you know, Wisps seem to kind of be firing on all cylinders. You know, it's not just Lucky really leading the way. I mean, he is doing a lot for this team, but also Mr. Silent and Jerrbear kind of holding their own, you know, creating a lot of these plays, and, you know, they're part of the play nonetheless. They're able to put great shots on net. They're able to get these passing plays off with each other, and so it hasn't just been Lucky being a one-man show. It's been this entire Wisp team kind of really clicking in and really figuring out how to play with each other.
Yeah, and that's definitely impressive here, still kind of midway through the season, especially in Novice, you know, being able to find each other, those team plays. You know, a lot of times in Novice, I feel like, Ventus, we see a lot of solo plays from Novices, as ChunkLite, oh my goodness, coming through. That one's going to ring off the post. Sticks, he's going to ring off the post. That one, oh no, a big opportunity not going to go through. And that one, they are going to want back for sure, as, oh, ChunkLite with a great save on the goal line. Mr. Silent, he's off the post too. Oh my goodness, what is happening, Ventus?
Yeah, I mean, neither team really being able to find the back of the net. We see some two post shots by Acceleration and one by Wisps on their own, and it's just not quite where they're placing these shots, and some great saves. I mean, I think ChunkLite there had such an amazing save where he read off the crossbar and in, and it was an amazing save from him just to keep the ball out of the net, and luckily Wisps not able to capitalize on that one. And it looks like JollyRgrs gets a demo here. ChunkLite gonna put that one in off the sidewall, and since there's no one back from that demo, it's gonna just find the back of the net and at least ease the scoring and you know, minimize that lead that Wisps had.
Yeah, that's what we've seen a lot from Acceleration thus far this season, is JollyRgrs really finding those demos on the back end, opening up space, allowing ChunkLite to make those plays, and they made a play right there and able to cut the deficit to 2 now. Still a minute remaining, so there is a good bit of time here for Acceleration to try to bring it back, but they're going to need to bring it back a little more quickly, as Jerrbear is going to send one home.
Yeah, and there's just not much Sticks can do. You see Mr. Silent going for a bump. You see Lucky getting the bump afterwards. Just, both players going for demos, just opening up the path for Jerrbear, who's going to put that one in the back of the net. And he's been really good shooting-wise so far in this series. I mean, he's kind of placed the ball really well and generated a lot of power, especially for Novice League.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with Ventus there, as a lot of power has come through, as that one is going to be popped up, and not sure what happened. Maybe a little technical difficulty right there for a second, as yeah, down to the final 30 seconds here of game number 2, and the Wisps looking to hold on and close out this deal, looking to go up 2-0 here. As this one's going to be sent towards the net, JollyRgrs is going to put it in.
Hello. Am I back?
Yeah. I think it might have been me. I'm not sure.
I don't know what happened. I guess my mics are messed up there, but yeah, a great play there from JollyRgrs. Yeah, I was talking about how well Jerrbear was able to shoot, and I guess my mics just cut out. Well, technical difficulties. What can you do about it? You just move on. But
it's
a great shot there by JollyRgrs, and I mean, overall, a much closer game than game number 1, but it looks like Wisps are going to take this one, and they go up 2-0 in the series, which is very difficult to come back from, especially with how dominant they've looked.
Yeah, it will be a tall task here, as that one is going to hit the ground. The Wisps going to go up 2-0 here in that one, and yeah, like you said, it's been a dominating start so far for the Wisps. 5-3 victory. Acceleration, they were able to get on the scoreboard here in this last game, but again, Ventus, it just hasn't been too convincing yet on the acceleration end. And well, I guess I gotta ask you again, I mean, what do you need to see here to be convinced by this acceleration team can bring it back, they can win this series, they can pull off the reverse sweep? What do you want to see here and head into game 3?
I think that they got to play a little bit safer on defense. I've noticed a lot of the times their last man's getting caught out on their own and getting bump attempt by multiple players on the Wisps team. And so if they leave another player back, it limits that that presence that they can go for these bumps and demos and really open up that space, because they have another player back waiting to recover. And if they play a little bit safer and play a little bit more counterattack play style, I think that would benefit them a lot, because Wisps seem to be a little bit more, or not a little bit, way more aggressive than acceleration, and they've seemed to go for a lot more of these bump plays than JollyRgrs, who's known for his bumping, has been able to go for. So I think maybe playing a little bit more passive, kind of waiting for Wisps to kind of overcommit, and having an extra man kind of back a little more should solve a lot of their problems.
Well, we will see if they're going to be able to do that here, as we're into game number 3. The Wisps up 2-0 in the series. Acceleration looking to battle back and find themselves a reverse sweep attempt, trying to find the trifecta of game 5s, and this one might be the most improbable of them all, but you never know what can happen out here in the Novice League, as we do have two of the top teams. Maybe not as improbable, but just because of the way the series has gone, it's looked a little bit chaotic, as JollyRgrs is going to find a demo doing what he does best, and here comes a flick, trying to shoot that one towards the net, but it's going to be saved off to the side there, as Lucky looking to take it up. He can't find that touch. This one coming through. ChunkLite trying to send it down, but a double commit with Sticks. He's going to move this acceleration team a little bit awkwardly, as this one again dropping down in the midfield. Lucky trying to get to it, looking for a pinch there, but that one just going to be pushed off to the side here. About 1:30 into this game. The Wisps shooting this one towards the net, but Sticks is going to find a great block. And so far, I will have to say, Ventus, just based on the scoreline alone, Acceleration is doing a lot better. And how about that scoreline? JollyRgrs going to put it in and give them the lead.
It's a really good shot. Able to read that one off the corner, and just able to put it still on target, but at the place where he was positioned. That's a really difficult shot and a difficult redirect to make. And so I really commend him for being able to score that one, because that one is very difficult, and a lot of teams don't even expect people to be able to hit that one. So a great shot, putting Acceleration up 1-0.
Yeah, that was huge there from JollyRgrs, and yeah, he was definitely a player after the first 2 games I wanted to see step up. As oh my goodness, that one was almost absolutely insane for the Novice League, but it was saved away. And my goodness, if that shows you about the confidence from this Wisp team, You know, that was something in the big demo. Is going to open up space in here because Mr.Silent going to put it in.
Yeah, I mean, even though Lucky didn't get the assist credit for that one, he definitely was a big factor in that goal there, as he was able to get the demo on the last man. Once again, you know, no one from the acceleration side able to kind of cover that demo or that bump attempt, or when that bump does land. There's nobody from acceleration that's able to recover in time and you know, get back in time to make those saves. So another great play by Wisp, but one that we've constantly seen time and time again work.
Yeah, no, they are kind of the ones, like you mentioned, turning the bumps and the demos in their favor. You know, we mentioned JollyRgrs being up there in those demos, but the Wisps are showing, hey, we can do that too, as another one comes through on that end. And acceleration forced to try to recover for the moment. They do have it in the Wisp zone for a second now, but that one sent over the top of ChunkLite. And Chunk forced to race back as another demo comes through. This time Sticks taking out a defender. This one shot off the backboard. Chunk pushing it out of the midfield, trying to stay with it, but Lucky gonna get it over the top of one here. We still have 2 minutes remaining. This ball out of the midfield. Sticks gonna clear it across, a little bit dangerous, but he's able to get it away for the time being. As Chunk now gonna push it down. Jerrbear looking to take control. This one's gonna pop up. Here comes JollyRgrs looking for the shot. He's gonna send it in, and JollyRgrs find another one, giving his team the lead.
Yeah, and that's a great 50 by ChunkLite in the corner there. Usually, you know, when you would challenge a player in their own corner, it's very difficult for anything super good to come out of it. But ChunkLite able to play that 50 perfectly for it to pop out middle for JollyRgrs, and he's there. And as that last man back, it's a little bit of a preemptive challenge from Wisp, but they've been so confident this entire series. You know, I don't think that this one mistake will really hurt them too much. So it's a very risky challenge for both players, but overall, I mean, it works out for acceleration. They're going to go up 2-1.
Yeah, they're gonna take it here. Sometimes when you're down in the series, you got to take a couple of risks, and they're able to find it in the back of the net. Gonna give them that 2-1 lead here, but can they hold on? The Wisp offense has been so potent, and they're coming back again, but a great save. Sticks on the goal line, clears it away, but Jerrbear, he's not done yet, trying to keep it around. This one pushed to the corner. Mr.Silent, he opted to go all the way back there for boost. That one 50'd up big in the midfield, but acceleration not quite ready on top of that one. As we're down to the final minute here, acceleration trying to hold on and see if they can send this series to a game number 4. This one pushed down into the corner. Wisp not quite able to collect it. Is this one popping up high? Mr.Silent has to get a touch. It's out of the midfield. Here comes Sticks turning around. Gonna push this one high off the backboard, but Lucky, great backboard defense from him as Sticks is bumping Jerrbear out of net there, trying to open up a little bit more space here and see if they can find one more one more goal to give them a little bit of cushion here. As this one is dangerous in front of the net, and no one is going to get a touch except for Lucky, who ties it up.
And that's just that chaos that's created. I mean, we see Silent get an extra touch there off the double commit in the corner, and then I think he also got a bump on Sticks, and it really paved the way for Lucky just to put that one in the back of the net. And another goal where, you know, out of the chaos that the Wisps were able to create, they're able to score another goal, and that one very impactful as well, as it ties up the game.
Yeah, that one, no bigger goal than that one in this series thus far, as the Wisps, they're trying to get out the brooms here. And they might be able to do it in regulation if they can find one more opportunity, but acceleration not done yet. This one going out in the midfield, but Mr.Silent gonna find a touch. Jolly trying to send it back in. Jerrbear drops out in the midfield. ChunkLite with an opportunity, but a good pre-flip from Lucky, able to send it away. As now this one gonna go. Oh, is it gonna go in? No, it's off the crossbar. Oh my goodness, the Wisps almost find the series dagger at 0 seconds, but instead they are gonna find overtime, Ventus.
Yeah, and that was almost an insane shot. Unfortunately, just a little too much power on that one. But nonetheless, I mean, we can see that this Wisp squad able to come back and able to generate a lot of pressure. They came back in the shot department. It looks like they might get another shot there, but going to be saved away by ChunkLite. And ChunkLite been very good on this backline defense as well. But, you know, I'm hoping that he's able to, that they're able to stay in the series. But just as I say that, Mr.Silent going to put in the dagger for acceleration and end this series in a sweeping fashion.
Yeah, Mr.Silent just able to find the bottom right, and the Wisps able to pull off the sweep, get the brooms out here on stream. Big victory for them there, and they played really, really well, Ventus. I mean, a very impressive performance. We hadn't seen too much of the Wisps yet this season, but clearly, after that one, definitely going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely an I mean even maybe an understatement. I feel like the Wisps with how they just played. I mean they beat one of the teams that are ranked very highly in acceleration, who are thought to be the one or the two, maybe the at the lowest a three seed coming into this match, and Wisps really showing what they're all about, able to get a very dominant sweep. I mean that last game number 3 was a lot closer, but I mean looking back at game 1 and 2. Lucky able to put so much pressure on the acceleration squad, and able to generate so much offense just purely on his own, and Jerrbear and Silent really able to kind of play super well off of him, able to shoot well, able to pass between each other, and they look like a very complete squad. And so usually that's going to be very good going into playoffs, especially in the Novice League, as a lot of these teams are a lot more reliant on individual solo plays. So for Wisps to be able to kind of pull out a bunch of these team passing plays, and these bump plays that are allowing their members to shoot is going to be super good going into the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I agree with you for sure. Definitely a top team to watch out for in that Novice League heading into the playoffs. I'm sure we'll be seeing them there more than likely. Novice has been a little crazy, but with the way they performed, definitely going to be ones to watch out for. And yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for our stream. Got to give a couple of quick shout outs for a couple of resubs here. Shout out to Silver J coming back for 23 months, Cal for 38 months. Much love to both of you guys. Also, Cal gifting a sub, and then Tricky, my captain, coming with a 1 month sub there. Much love to all you guys for supporting. And yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, as always, feel free to support. All the revenue generated by the streams goes back to funding our streamers and commentators here. So if you're liking what you're seeing, consider it as like a tip in a way. You can gift a sub if you're enjoying. Gift some bits as well. And yeah, if you guys are enjoying, all that money goes back to paying our commentators and streamers who put hard work in and week out here to give you guys the best content possible on the stream. So shout out to all of them, and shout out to you guys. And one final shout out to our Nemesis Premium subscribers in the Discord who also support us here, especially our Challenger Plus subscribers: Crotera, Flame Intruder, Storm Reaper, Wiggle, Fenrir, Neons, and Street Soul. If you guys are interested, you guys can check out the Discord to get access to insider perks and information, as well as some cool role perks just added in the Discord. A little bit of flair, a little bit of style. So if you guys are interested in supporting Nemesis in that way, you guys can get some cool perks while supporting Nemesis as well. So with that being said, I think that's just gonna wrap it up here for the night. Ventus, once again, thanks for showing out here. We've had some great matches, and now we're heading into what's coming up soon is gonna be the All-Star Week, which is always kind of exciting, coming up here very shortly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited to see who's gonna get nominated for these All-Star appearances, and who's gonna kind of separate themselves and show that they belong in this All-Star game, as well as seeing those East versus West matchups. Those are all super fun. Maybe I'll play in one of those, but I'm a sub, so I don't usually get to endorse or enjoy those. But if my wink wink GM wants to let me play for him in the GM showdown, I would appreciate that one. But for now, I mean, I will probably I'm gonna plug the podcast again, but we'll probably talk about a lot of these stuff on the Nemesis podcast. Especially this one's probably gonna be out or coming out either Friday or Saturday this week for another podcast session. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. I believe it's going to be on the Nemesis After Dark channel as well. We're going to talk probably a lot about these matches, some interesting matches, and possibly getting into some preliminary all-star nominations that we might have for different leagues. So if you guys want to hear that, or want to listen to me yap for another hour on your own time, I would definitely say go look out and watch the podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Podcast should be coming back this weekend, and I'm sure we'll see Ventus and the rest of the fellas there, and I'm sure we'll probably see Ventus coming back next week, and hopefully heading into the All Stars in the booth at least. Maybe not on the pitch, but maybe in the booth for Ventus here. And well, hey, I'd love to see you on the pitch, but we'll see how it works out. But maybe we could see you in the booth at the very least. But yeah, folks, that's gonna wrap it up for tonight's action. We will be back on Monday, I believe here. Should probably fact check that before I start making things up here. But yeah, we should be back. Yeah, we will be back on Monday this upcoming week, the last week before the All-Stars. All-Star voting is coming tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled for All-Star voting coming out tomorrow. And then yeah, one more week until the All-Star matches. So it'll be a lot of excitement, a lot of stuff to be determined. So with that being said, folks, we're heading out of here. It's been a great stream. Thank you all very much for watching, and we will talk to you guys later.